Hi, everybody. This is Facebook promo crash course, a deep dive into promoting on Facebook, spending money on Facebook. We're going to get started in just a minute or so. Let folks trickle in while I set up my presentation here. And while we're getting ready to start, if you could jump in the chat, open up the chat, and just let me know, have you ever run ads for your business? Or have you ever run ads on Facebook, period? I'd like to know. I like that, Anne. We have attempted. I know exactly what you mean. And then Daryl has not yet run ads, but that's why you're here, hoping to learn more. All right, this session is being recorded, so for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. If folks jump on, they'll jump on a little late, but I think everyone will also get the recording. So let's jump in. A few of you have attempted, some of you have not yet run ads, and some of you want to learn, right? Or learn more. Gina says, I've not run ads, but I've ran posts that are my type of advertising. Very, very interesting. Yeah, so you've run organic content, right? And use that as promotion. Indira wants to learn more on the strategy location, so how to run strategy location. So it sounds like geo-targeting, right? Like local advertising for your region. So let's jump in. This is the Facebook promo crash course. So in this course, we're going to talk about paid advertising. Very different from organic content. Organic is not paid, right? It's just you type something up, you post a photo or a video, and you hit publish, right? And that's organic. When you do paid or promotional ads on Facebook, you're paying a budget, right, to have that post be shared even further, or have that content be shared even further. And we'll talk about different types of ads, different ad types, different content types, different budgets. We're going to get all into that. This is just a webinar liability statement. This is not financial or legal advice in any way. This is for educational purposes only. Each case is going to be unique and different. So just have to throw that out there that this is not legal advice. Let's start with a quick introduction. So this is maybe my third or fourth presentation with the JREC, and JERC, and I'm very excited to be here. I'm based in California, but I do work with businesses around the country. And I have a marketing agency that's based in San Francisco, so I am a digital marketing, social media marketing expert. My agency is called Treading Socials, and I work with dozens of business owners to support them in their business and marketing strategies, their digital marketing efforts, and their social media campaigns. So one of the reasons you're here is because you are interested in learning more about running Facebook ads. And I'm not gonna lie, Facebook ads is it's a big deal, right? It's a beast. If you ever attempted to log into the Business Manager, to this day, I'm still afraid of the Business Manager. But it's we've got to tackle our fears head on. Business Manager is just a very robust platform where Meta, now formerly Facebook, but Meta now lets you set up ads for their different platforms, such as Instagram, such as Facebook. So the way that you would set these ads up is through the Meta Business Suite. So we're going to jump into all of that, but what we're going to cover today is just a quick intro and overview on Facebook ads. We're going to understand different ad types. So there are actually different types of ads that you can run, not just a pretty post that you can promote. There's much more than that. We'll talk about audiences and segmenting different audiences, creating audiences. We'll jump into that whole section. Number 4, promoting events. So if you ever created an event on Facebook and invited friends or people in a group to attend an event, albeit virtual or in person, you can actually pay to promote that event as well. And that's we'll talk about that type of promotion, budgeting, how much should you spend, analyzing, are my ads even working? And then we'll jump into a Q&A at the end to answer any questions that you may have. So, quick question, should I even run ads, right? Like what are the reasons for running ads? There's a lot of reasons for running ads. This is a few of them, but it's not all of them, right? You might be wanting to run ads to increase brand awareness, right? You're a new brand, you're a new business in town, you want people to learn about you. It might not be enough anymore to just post and hope that people will come, right? That people will see your content. You want to drive traffic to your website or to your landing page. You want to generate leads. You have a new, you want to create a funnel of leads for your consulting business, or you want to generate leads list of potential customers for your services. You want to increase sales. You want to promote an event. You want to retarget people who have already shown interest. Maybe you know that there's been a few hundred hits to your website, but no one's making a purchase, or you want to retarget them with a new product or an add-on. You can use ads to retarget people who have already shown interest in your business. You want to build a community around your brand. You want to reach mobile first users. Like I think the statistic is 80% of people use mobile first for their social media, right? So they're going to be on their phones more than likely, more than on their computers, and that's how they're likely going to see your ad. So you might want to create something that's mobile first for that audience. You might want to promote seasonal or limited offers, right? Maybe for the holidays, you go all in and you really want to promote, and all your marketing efforts are in Q4. So that's when you ramp up promotions and advertising so that you can reach even more customers. You have a specific audience in mind. So ads, Facebook ads is a great way to target specific interests and specific groups of people. It allows you to reach niche audiences, demographics, behaviors, and location-based customers. Or say you want to test a new product or offer, and you kind of want to see which offer resonates with people more. Is it 55% off? Is it 45% off? Let's test both in an ad and see which performs better, right? You can test different things. So there's a variety of reasons for why you would want to promote or use Facebook ads. One of the questions I get asked often from my clients is, should I boost a post? So the boost post is that big blue button that you see pretty much on anything you post on social media. If you go to your business page, you'll post something, and then later down the line, you'll see in your feed, only for your view as the administrator, you'll see the boost a post button. Now, this does have a good use, but it's not an full-on ad campaign. Boosting a post is a quick way to increase the visibility of that particular post. But it has limitations compared to a full ad campaign. So a boosted post has limited targeting options and objectives, which is primarily just engagement, getting more likes or getting more video views, but it's not going to dive deep into targeting specific demographics or retargeting groups of people or specifically targeting a geolocation, right? Its limitations are really for engagement, those vanity metrics. That's not saying that it's not useful, because it can be useful in the bigger scope of things. If you want to drive engagement to a particular destination to build an audience, or you want to drive engagement for an overall campaign, but it's not going to fulfill the purpose of every campaign objective. A full ad campaign, so you've got the boosted post, which is a quick boost, literally, and then you have a full ad campaign. A full ad campaign on Facebook offers a lot more advanced targeting, ad formats, and objectives that are better suited for driving measurable results. Again, boosted post is for vanity metrics such as more likes, more views, and a full ad campaign is more conversion metrics, more measurable metrics. We'll talk a little bit about both of those. With a boosted ad post, you'll see your page. This is the business page for Envision Optometry. And if you actually scroll over to the left part of your menu, you will see that You have different options. So starting with professional dashboard, insights, the ad center, create ads. So if you click on the create ads button, Facebook has this really user-friendly interface. So if you click on that, it's basically taking you to what it looks like to boost a post. So you can get there from your page dashboard on the left side of your menu where you manage your page, or you can get there on the blue boost a post button that you see on a post. When you click the boost a post button, it's going to take you directly to that specific post. When you click on create an ad, it's going to take you to the boost a post section for your page in general, where you can choose which post to boost, or you can add a different image to create an ad. This is not the same, however, I repeat, this is not the same as running an ad campaign. It's a whole different platform, and I'll show you that one next. But this is just what I want to show you. When you have a Facebook page, they make it really easy now to create a simple ad that you can boost any of your organic content. And that would be in Create Ads. When you click on that button, you're going to get to this page where it asks you, what goal are you trying to set for this campaign? So there's some measurable results that you can get with boosted posts. Get more leads, get more visitors, get more calls, get more messages, get more likes. Or automatic, right? Let Facebook decide for you. With once you've selected your goal, your objective, then it takes you to the audience. You have very few options here. You can select people you choose through targeting, people who like your page, people who like your page and people similar to them, or people in your local area. You can also create a new audience that is decided on your behavior or demographic inputs. The next and final part would be the budget, right? So you would set your budget for that campaign, whether it's a daily budget of $16 as in this example, or you can actually slide the scale back and forth and select a lower amount, higher amount. We'll talk about budgeting next, but I just wanted to show you the interface of what it's like to create an ad on the Facebook page platform. And again, this is equivalent to boosting a post. This is not the same as a full ad campaign. I just wanted to give you that brief overview. When you boost a post, you can run it, like I said, like you saw the options before. Yeah, you can boost it for awareness or conversions. When you boost a post, you're boosting it for awareness. When you run an ad campaign, you're running it for conversions, measurable actions. Use boosted posts to increase vanity metrics like engagement, video views, or awareness, but switch to a full ad campaign when you want to drive traffic, sales, and leads. Always add a call to action. Anywhere that you're running an ad, you want a direct call to action or a CTA. That call to action drives the viewer or customer to take action on your post, right? So you want to be very deliberate. Call now to schedule. Click here to learn more. Click here to book now, right? What is the next logical step in my customer journey for me to take an action? So is it clicking? Is it calling? Is it messaging? You want to have a strong and clear call to action. And only one, right? You will confuse and lose customers if you have click here to learn more or call here today to make an appointment, right? One or the other. Let's not add confusion to the layer. Let's not add a layer of confusion, excuse me. Let's be direct and clear and deliberate. You want to, when you do boost posts, you would want to boost posts that are already performing well, right? Say you posted 5 posts this week. One of those posts organically did really, really well. You got 10,000 likes, for example, let's say. The others got a couple hundred likes each. So the 10,000 like post obviously did really well organically. If you put money into that, put money behind that, it'll stretch your dollar further because it's working with the algorithm and it's working for you versus having resistance, right? So the other posts didn't perform well for whatever reason. Maybe there wasn't a strong call to action, there wasn't a strong enough hook, it wasn't a appealing image, whatever the case may be, right? The algorithm gods are at play. We don't know always why they didn't perform well. We can only make are educated guesses. But you would want to put money behind a post that did well versus a post that didn't do well because it stretches your dollar further. So choose organic posts with high engagement and boost them to amplify their reach even further. If you put $1 behind a $10,000, sorry, $1 behind a 10,000 view or 10,000 reach post, that's going to stretch it much farther because it's working with the algorithm. People are already liking it. It's doing well organically, so putting money behind it's going to go even farther than putting money behind putting $1 behind a video that got 100 views or only reached 100 people. That's going to take, it's not going to go as farther. Yes, it'll get reached to more people, but it's not going to have the same effect. It's not going to reach as many more people because it's not a good, and it's not good, and it's not a good post. That's essentially what it's saying. Put money behind good posts, posts that you know are already performing well. Pivoting over to events. So people often ask me, should I put money behind promoting an event? Again, it all depends on your objectives, but for events, typically you want people to show up. So a boosted post to target an event, this is a test event we created for Envision Optometry. This was just for educational purposes. You can click right up here to boost that event and create a awareness campaign so that people know, number one, that you're having an event, two, know where to go to attend the event, and three, so that they can register and sign up for your event. And so you would click that boost post there and create your ad campaign through the event boost post platform, which is almost identical to the regular boosted post platform. You're selecting your audience, you're selecting your location. If it's location based, you're selecting your budget. We'll talk more about budgets in a second. So what I've just covered is pretty much the rundown of boosted posts, right? This is not the business manager suite. So that's like, if you're just getting started and you kind of just want to dabble in that, that is the basically Facebook makes it simpler for you. It's not as effective because you can't go as deep, but it is a option. My preferred route and what I do with my clients is I set them up on the business manager. So if you're serious about running ads for the right, for getting conversions and getting measurable results, and you're in it for the long haul, right? You're not just about vanity metrics, getting a few likes, a few extra likes, or a few extra views. You're in it for the long haul, getting actual measurable results. You want to run ads on the business manager. So this is like a 15-step checklist, but it's going to set you up for success. You want to make sure that you have all of these checked off for your business so that you are ready to run ads. If you scan this QR code, you will get that PDF. That is basically what I'm covering in this next few slides. I just found it might be easy to print that out and follow along now or later. You'll also get this emailed to you after the presentation. But let's go through it together and see what it takes to run ads. So you will need to have the following. Number one, a Facebook business page. That is a given, right? You're going to have a business page where your customers are able to see the content that you are posting. They're able to see what your business is all about. This is different from a personal page. You want to have a business page. Number two, Facebook Business Manager account. So this is the central hub for managing your campaigns, managing your business pages, managing and connecting your Instagram accounts, all in one place, managing who has access to your page. So say, usually you're working with a marketing advisor, marketing consultant, a marketing specialist in your business, maybe another employee, an assistant, right? So this is where you can give them access. You don't have to give them your login and password and compromise your cybersecurity because they have their own login. You're just giving them access through your portal, through your business hub. So that's very important for setting it up properly. It's not your personal page. You're not giving your personal login details to someone else. You're creating a business manager and you are giving access to the folks that are going to be supporting that part of the business. Number three, you want to set up an ad account within Business Manager. That is where you set up an account for billing and campaign management all in one place. You want to have it set up a payment method, right? Usually a business credit card, business account card, add a valid payment method, which could also be PayPal or direct debit to fund the campaigns. So this would be where you, where Facebook, right, can debit your account for that campaign that they're running. These are the main 4 elements for setting up your account. For running the ads, you'll have to have the following here. Now, we're not going to dive into this right now too deeply because we're going to cover it in the next slides, but you want to have a clear campaign objective, you want to have a target audience, choose your ad format, your ad creative, landing page if applicable, budget and schedule, bidding strategy, ad placement, so where's your ad going to be seen? This is where you can choose. You can actually decide, do you want your ads to be seen as a story? Do you want your ads to be seen as a reel? Do you want your ads to be seen as a swipe carousel post? Or do you want it to be seen as like an in-feed organic looking post? You can choose and set that up. Tracking and pixel setup. This is important for conversions if you're tracking conversions and actions. Ad preview and review. Preview your ad to ensure it looks good across all placement and devices. This is all done in the Business Manager. Number 15, campaign launch. Number 16, performance monitoring. 17, optimization. 18, optionally, A/B testing. There's a lot that goes into ads, not to overwhelm you, but this is just a quick cheat sheet checklist that you can go through it step by step when you are running a campaign. Now, I mentioned Business Manager. So how do you set this up? You actually go to business.facebook.com. If you do not have a Business Manager set up yet, if you go to this URL, you'll go to this landing page that you see on screen, and it will prompt you to log in with your Facebook account. Note, it is asking you to log in with your personal Facebook account. Why? You have to start with the personal account on any touch point in the Meta universe. So it's always going to ask who is behind this, who is behind the keyboard, who is trying to access the account. It always has to tie back to an individual. From this, the individual then has access to or can create a business page. Now remember, personal first, that's the first entry point. Business page, that's the second entry point. From that business page, right, you will be, as the individual, you can give access to person A, person B, person C that is helping manage the business marketing or the ads or your social media. I see a question here, I believe, in the chat. Yes, thank you, Catherine. I will be providing the checklist and presentation after the workshop, so you'll have access to all this if you're not able to download the checklist. So yeah, just to reiterate, you do have the personal login first. That leads you to the page, the business page, and there you can give people access. But the way that you log in, the way that you enter is business.facebook.com. Once in, you'll be able to set up your business account, your payment method, your ad account, all the things that I just described in the checklist, and then start setting up your ads. So what is the best type of ad to run for my goals, right? I get that question a lot. So ad types range from video ads to image ads to forms that you can fill out, right, for lead ads, boosted posts. We talked about there's all kinds of different formats. What these formats are called are creatives, right? So when you create a carousel post, right, that is your ad creative, right? The square posts that make up that ad. If it is a reel ad, that's going to be a video ad. That's going to be that vertical, immersive video ad that people are seeing as they're swiping on their news feeds. That is the ad creative. So some tips for ad creatives. You want to match your format with your objective. So if you want clicks, it is best to use single images or carousel ads. If you want brand awareness, focus on video content. That's really going to drive awareness because people are going to be seeing it, sharing it, viewing it, or boosted posts. Again, those are the same as vanity metrics, likes and views, and that engagement, those engagement metrics. those are going to be great for awareness. You want to test multiple formats. So again, Facebook ads is a great place to test things, put a little money behind running the ads, and then turn off the ones that are not performing. We'll talk about that in the analyzation, optimization section. You also want to use clear calls to action. As I mentioned, stick to one call to action per post, and make it compelling, right? Make it direct. Shop now, learn more, sign up. It's a direct call to action. So we talked about audiences in the checklist, and what I mean by that is you can actually go into your business manager. On the business manager, you will see a host of menu options just like this on the left-hand menu. There's one with an image of an icon of people, profile pictures. From there, you'll see that this is the audiences menu item. So audiences is where you can create groups of people to target your ads to later. So you would want to set these up before you even set up your ads. So create groups of people. Who are you actually looking to target, right? Is it people in your geographic local area? Is it people with specific interests that can be anywhere around the world? Is it people with specific behaviors or specific demographic characteristics? Is it people that have already visited your website? So here you can see an example, website visitors, less than 180 days. So I can actually, with the pixel that I've installed, I'll talk about the pixel in just a bit. With the pixel that I've installed, I can actually retarget people that I know have visited my website in the last 180 days. What this tells me is that they've already shown interest in the site. So maybe I'm showing them a video like re-explaining what my product or my service is, reintroducing a product or service, welcoming them back to my brand, right? So I know that they've already shown interest, they've already visited my site. That is what the pixel does. The pixel is essentially just a bit of Facebook code that you can add to your website so that it can trigger specific actions on your website to and communicate that to Facebook. So Facebook will know, oh, okay, this person has visited the homepage. This person has visited the shopping page. This person has visited your blog, right? So you can track people's engagement on your page, on your website through this pixel by tracking their actions. It's anonymous, so you don't know exactly who it is, like specifically, but you can tell people what actions people are taking on your site. From there, there's another section on audiences called lookalike audiences. This is probably one of the most powerful tools that Facebook has. And what this does is helps you find people similar to a group that you're already working with. So if you know people that have visited your website or people that have specific interests, and you want to target that people just like that, maybe they're moms with young children that like Baby Shark, right? So you are able to target people, those women, those groups of people that have visited your website, but that you have, but creating a lookalike audience based off of them. So targeting people just like that have not visited your website yet, but they're a lookalike audience. So with Facebook's mega database, they're able to find touch points that would relate to people that are lookalike in that regard, right? It doesn't mean they physically look alike, but that they are actually similar in interests. So those are really powerful tools that Facebook that Facebook offers in terms of generating audiences, creating audiences. So when choosing the right audience, like I said, Facebook offers several audience targeting options, and selecting the right one depends on your business's goals. There's core audiences, which target users based on location, demographics, age, gender, language, interests, and behaviors. There's custom audiences, right? People that have visited your website, people that have already interacted with your page, people that you have in a customer database. Maybe you have an email list, right? These are audiences that are custom, that you have created. And then there's lookalike audiences. This, like I said, is the most powerful tool. It creates audiences that are similar to yours best customers by uploading a list of selecting a custom audience as a base. So it can generate people that are potentially your customers. Some tips for fine-tuning your audiences. You want to start broad, and you can always bring it in. You can always narrow down. Begin with broad targeting and use Facebook's ad performance data to refine your audience based on engagement. So start broad with broader interests, and as you start getting that engagement, you can broaden your results to include either more layers, more interests, or get more specific. You can use retargeting. Set up retargeting campaigns for users who visited your site or interacted with the previous ad but didn't convert. So if you have, people coming to your website but they didn't quite click buy, you can retarget with an ad by setting up that audience as people that have visited my website but have not purchased. You can layer interests and behaviors. You can combine interests such as fitness enthusiasts with online shoppers to increase relevance of your ads. Setting up the audiences, like I said, you visit your business manager, you click on that audience profile, and then you actually can click on custom audience to get this panel where you can feed Facebook the information you want it to capture from your sources, such as your website with the pixel, such as your Instagram account, people that have visited your business Instagram page or visited your Facebook business page. There's other options here that you can see here from a specific video, from a lead form, tons of audience options that you can choose from. And then we've got the bottom panel here, the bottom image is how you can create a custom audience from an Instagram account, and you can specify people that have visited this professional account profile in the last year. So you can retarget people that have all the people that have ever visited your page, or you can get much more specific, maybe just in the last 30 days, just in the last 45 days. Maybe you want to retarget people that visited your page during the holidays. There's various reasons why you would want to change up the retention, the audience retention, but very powerful tools. Just all you need is the strategy, trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve. Then the strategy comes into place with what the retargeting is going to be, what sources of audiences you're going to use, etc. This is a quick look at what the business manager looks like. So you've got all of those options here, business tool options on the left. If you expand to see more, you'll see all of the options here. Ads manager to actually run the ad, audiences to create your groups of people that you want to target. Creative Hub, this actually helps you with creating the ad itself, the visual. Events Manager, this is where you set up your pixel. So if you click on the Events Manager, it's events as in clicks, right? Actions that are happening online. So an event could be visiting your home page, that is an event. Adding something to cart, that is an event. So that is the place on the business suite where you are setting all of those triggers up. Again, when you're setting up an ad for an event, you can target based on geography, and you would set it up as a boosted post. I think this slide was supposed to be with the with that section over there. I think it's a little out of place. Apologies about that. Let's talk about budgeting. So I get this question all the time. How much should I budget for my ads? Like, how much should I be spending? And the answer is, it's up to you. Facebook ads work on an auction system, so your budget determines how often and to whom your ad is shown. What's nice about it is when you enter your budget, it'll actually tell you what your potential reach is on the low end and on the high end. So you get an idea of how many people you're able to reach. It's going to differ because it is on an auction system. It's going to differ based on it's not going to be consistent. It's going to depend on how many people you're targeting based on location, based on interests. There's going to be a lot of variables. So it's not a perfect science. What like $1 gives you exactly, it's not a perfect science, but you'll get an idea. You'll get a range. You can set a daily budget. So this works great for small businesses that want to run a campaign consistently. Say you want to run a lead generating campaign all year round and you want to put $5 a day into it. So you can set a maximum amount that you're willing to spend per day. This is ideal for ongoing campaigns, right? If you're running a holiday campaign, it's just for the holidays, you want it to end on December 25th. You can set a lifetime budget for that campaign. So say you have $500 in your marketing budget that you want to put towards ads for this campaign. That's the most you're willing to spend, so you will set a lifetime budget. $500, don't go over this amount. You'll tell, when you're setting up the campaign, that's what you'll tell the business manager. The lifetime budget is the total amount for the campaign's entire duration. This is great for a campaign with a set end date. So the bidding options that you have with Facebook is the automatic bidding. You kind of let Facebook's algorithms do their thing. Or you can do manual bidding. You can control how much you're willing to pay per click, per impression, or conversion. I've always set mine to automatic, and then I've always monitored it. So if I see that it's going a little too expensive per lead or per action, I will stop the budget. Or if I'm not getting as much bang for my buck compared to other ads, I will stop that ad so that it's not running completely. And when I say stop the ad, I don't mean I end the entire campaign. You're actually running multiple ads per campaign because you want to test different types of video formats. You want to test different types of images. What image resonates with your customers more? What colors? What text headlines? What calls to action? So you can actually do, that's what I'm saying, that's what we were saying about testing. You can test different versions of the same ad with the same objective to the same audiences, but test different elements and then see which ones are working. As you're monitoring, you can turn off the ones that are performing less, and you'll see over time that some are starting to show that they're actually performing much, much better. And it's going to be a combination of the call to action, the image you're using, the format. So you do want to definitely test. Don't just run one ad, see how it performed, and then decide it didn't work, because you actually don't know, because you're not testing it against any other ads in your campaign. Some tips for budgets. So start small. You want to begin with a small budget with what works for your business, with your annual budget. Set, $10 to $20 a day is a great starting point, and you'll see what the ranges of reach and impressions are going to be when you set this up, right? It'll give you an estimate as you're setting up. And then scale up. Once you're starting to see positive results, you're seeing that this is getting you clicks, getting you calls, getting you, the desired results, then you can scale it up from there. But I would always start small. I think $10 is a perfectly reasonable campaign. You always want to run it for at least 7 days so that it's able to collect data, it's able to work for you, right? You don't want to run a 3-day campaign. You definitely want to run it for at least 7 days and at least $10 a day. This is going to give you the information you need to make the decisions whether or not to pull the plug or put more money into it. We'll talk at the very end about analyzing the report so you can kind of understand, is this doing well? Is this performing? $10 a day, at least 7 days. So that's minimum $70, right? Spend for one ad campaign. You can scale it up from there and based on results. Allocate by funnel stage, so spend more time on retargeting campaigns. So you want to make sure that you're targeting people that are already warm. They've already shown interest somehow by visiting your business page, visiting your Instagram, visiting your website. That's where you're going to get more bang for your buck, because they're already warm to you and they've already shown some sort of interest. Use Facebook's budget recommendations. So Facebook often provides suggested budgets based on your selected objectives. So just be mindful of that and try to stay close to it. Again, if it's not within your budget, you can always adjust. You are in control with Facebook budgets. You set your daily limits or maximum limits. So monitoring ad performance, we're getting close to the end here. So how do I know if my ad is performing well? That's a question I get a lot. Reach and impressions, click-through rates, cost per clicks, conversion rates, relevance score. This might mean nothing to you. These are the metrics that Facebook's reporting provide. Let's talk a little bit about each so you have an understanding of what they mean. Reach versus impression. So reach is the number of people, the actual unique number of, the actual Yes, it's the unique people that saw your ad. So there was 100 unique individuals that saw your ad. That is your reach. You reached 100 unique individuals. Impressions measures the number of times those people saw your posts. So say those 100 people saw your posts 3 times each. So your impressions are almost always going to be higher than your reach because it's the number of times it was seen. 100 people saw your post 3 times, that's 300 impressions. Your click-through rate, CTR, this is the percentage of people who clicked on your ad after seeing it. So a CTR above 1%, that is generally good. Not everyone that's going to be seeing your post is going to click your ad. Don't be offended. That's just the numbers game. That's just the statistics. If you get 1%, 100 people saw your ad, 1% clicked it, hey, you did pretty good. 1% got it. Obviously, we want more click-through rates. That's where your ad creative, your call to action, your messaging, are you targeting the right audiences? That's where all of those things come into play, but you have to have that done well in advance before you start running ads. But that's one way to measure your performance of an ad, is through your click-through rate. Are people clicking the ad? Cost per click. So if you're paying for clicks, meaning a one click equals $10 if they're clicking and converting, if they're clicking on your ad and that was the action that we're driving. We want people to click on this ad. So that's going to tell you how much it's costing per click based on the ad spend that you are engaging with. So how much you're paying for each click. Lower cost per click means better relevance. Lower cost per click, that means that your budget is working well. If you have a high cost per click, if it's costing you, if one person is clicking for every 100, that is $100 cost per click. So that is a very high cost per click. You want to bring that as low as possible. But how do you do that? You have to do that again. It's the work you do before with the ad creative, the messaging, the audience targeting. Your conversion rate, this is the percentage of users that are who completed the desired action, right? They purchased something, they signed up for something, they registered for something. That is the conversion rate. So if you have 100 people that saw your ad, had a 50% click-through rate, and you had a 20% conversion rate, those are great numbers. Those are not realistic numbers, but those are great numbers. That means you had a 50% conversion rate. Cost per click, where for the $100 was, I'm jumbling up. So if you spent $100 on that ad, 50 clicked on it, that is a $2 cost per click, which is excellent. Of those 50 that clicked, you had 20% that bought. So 5 people bought. 10 people bought. So that's a 20% conversion rate. That would be an excellent ad. Those numbers are usually lower. Cost per click can range a lot, but the click-through rate is usually 1%. The conversion rate is usually 3.5% on average. Relevance score is how Facebook measures how relevant your ad was to that specific group based on the data that they've aggregated from other ads. Sometimes you won't get an actual measure because Facebook didn't have enough data, so it may be blank, but it's a good starting point if it does provide you that data to see how you're performing compared to others. Some tips for ad performance. Focusing on your click-through rate and your conversion rate. So these are the two metrics you really want to watch. And again, there's nothing in the Facebook Business Manager that you can do to change that. It happens well before, right? With your ad creative, with your call to action, with your messaging, the video, the photo, right? Like that's why you want to publish a variety of versions of your ads so that you can get some good data on which ones are performing well. And you can turn them off if they're not performing well. If you have one that has a click-through rate of 0%, but the other one has a click-through rate of 20%, that means 20% of people are actually clicking on it versus the other photo post where 0% are clicking through. You know which one to turn off. Turn off that 0% right away. It's costing you too much. You're not getting a good click-through rate. It's not a good ad. Use custom reports. So I'm going to show you a report on the next page, but you can use custom reports to track and measure what's mattering to the campaign, right? If it's not about conversions, it's really just about awareness, then we're tracking views, we're tracking engagement, we're tracking relevance scores, versus something where you're tracking people that are actually clicking through and taking an action, right? Making a purchase and or signing up or registering for your event or your lead form. So you can set that up in the ads manager. And optimizing underperforming ads. So if an ad is underperforming, the click-through rate is too high, is too low, or the conversion rate is at 0, turn it off. If an ad is underperforming, try adjusting the audience, the creative, change the ad, or just update the call to action. If none of that is working, then we've got to sit down and really reevaluate what your product or service is. Maybe it's not something that the messaging is off somewhere. This is an example of the Business Manager dashboard. So when you are going to your reports from all your different ads, you'll see the ad set name. Within each ad set, you don't see it here, within each ad set, there are multiple ads. The ad set is targeting the same group of people, the same demographic, the same location-based targeting that I've set up for that ad set. But within that ad set, there is probably 10 ads so that I can have a variety of options and turn off the ones that are not performing, see which ones are performing. There's a combination of ones that are performing well. Maybe I create a new ad down the line that is a combination of the two, right? So this is actually a real dashboard for a real business ads manager, and you can see some of the results. So here we've got the reach, right? These are the results that we were tracking for that particular ad set. For some it's reach, so there was a engagement campaign, awareness campaign. For some it's clicks. So we're tracking how many, we were tracking the click-through rate, right? How many clicks were coming through for that ad. You can see the cost per click. So the cost per clicks here, if this was for the same objective, and I'm analyzing this ad set, these campaigns, this ad is costing us $7 per click. This one is costing us $9 per click. This one's costing us $3. This one's costing us $2. I would instantly turn off the $9, $7. Those ads are costing too much. We're not getting enough bang for our buck compared to these two that are getting more bang for the same result. We're getting, it's a fraction of the cost, right? 30%, 60% less, almost 80% less. So I would turn those expensive ones off, keep the less expensive ones on, and try to understand what's working with this that is not working with the other ones, right? Try to figure out what is the discrepancy. You can see here the amount spent per each set, and then you can see the time frame, and you can't see it here, but it scrolls to the right, and you see all the other measurable outcomes that we are able to track. And you can click format, you can customize to track specifically what you are measuring for your outcomes, what outcomes you're trying to measure for your campaign. So that is a look at that dashboard. And so really those are the things that you want to be looking for, right? Where is my money being spent best? So that you're not just giving money to Facebook because they don't need any more money, more of your money. Yes, I just got a message from Daryl. Now wants to run ads. That is pretty much the gist of it. Now the 16-step checklist that I shared, we covered most of those things in today's presentation. However, there's some that I didn't go into full detail. The Business Manager, if you sign up and create an account, they have in each section they have actual walkthrough videos that explain and show you how to set up. For example, the Pixel, it is a bit of code that you add to your website to track actions on your website, right? Like that's how we're able to track how many people clicked on my ad, how many people registered for my webinar. And with that Pixel, we're able to my website's able to communicate with Facebook. To set it up, right, it's a bit of code. Sometimes it's just setting up your Facebook and website so that it can integrate, so it doesn't have to be a full-on You don't have to be a full-on coder. Sometimes your website is already able to do the work for you. It's going to depend on your provider, etc. But it's not that complicated. You can definitely set it up yourself, or have a consultant or a marketing specialist set it up for you, or your web developer if you have a web developer. With that, I did want to give some time for questions.